Good morning. How's everyone doing? One more time. How's everyone doing? Awesome. One thing before I start, I'm gonna do all the talking. You guys just say yes and no. Is that okay? A little bit louder. Is that okay? Amazing. It's a privilege to speak to all of you. Very excited to be here. I'm gonna start a little bit with my story just before we get into it. Is that okay with you? Amazing. I came to Canada back in year 2000 with my parents as the only child of the family, and my father lost absolutely everything right before we came to Canada. We came to Canada with $4,000, and just at the beginning, just to make the ends meet, my father decided to get a job just cleaning some offices. And I was age 13, 14, and I'm like, I'm not gonna sit at home. I'm gonna be out there, I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna help him. So that kid would go every weekend while all the 14-year-olds were partying, all the 15-year-olds were partying on the weekends. I was dusting desks with my dad, just making sure we make the ends meet. But you know what? I had my headphones in, I was doing that, but I knew that's not why I came to that country. That's not why we came to US or Canada. Do you all agree with me? Yeah. Louder, yes or no? Yeah. And that same kid, using this amazing platform over the past 12 months, close to $3 million of income. And I've built a business that my family can now live very comfortably. So I want to share this with you. Just fast forward, years after, I studied system engineering. Not something that I was happy with. And back in year 2009, I decided to join WFG and start this business. Are you with me? Yeah. And you know what? Being the only child of the family, I told my mom, I'm gonna go do this business. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go to downtown Vancouver. I'm gonna get my own spot. I'm gonna start this business. And she's like, you're leaving our house. You're leaving engineering for this business that we don't like. And she's like, you know what? For the next 6 months or so, I'm not gonna talk to you. I'm not gonna give you any support. And she was reverse prospecting me. She would call our friends and family and be like, Dave started this business. Don't give him any support. And I assure you, you ask her today, she's like, I told Dave to do WFG, by the way. So I tell you, you make money, it changes. Whether it's your spouse, whether it's your family, whoever it is, they support you. But I want you to know one thing. I came to this business knowing that I'm gonna give it my absolute best. And I was willing to go to the last drop of my blood. And I tell you this story very quickly. I remember I worked so hard for many months, and there was a lot of negativity. You agree, at the beginning of the business, we get the most amount of negativity from the closest people to us. Yes or no? Yeah. Louder, yes or no? Yeah. I want you to write this down. This has got nothing to do with you. People give you negativity because it's a projection of their mind into you. My own mother was telling me, I'm not gonna be able to do this business, so don't do it. Your friends, family, it's them saying, I cannot do it, so don't do it. Does that make sense? But if you believe in you, you go and do it and you make it happen. And I tell you, for many months, I gave everything I had. And I remember there was not a single bit of dollar coming, right? And I borrowed from this to that. I would pay this credit card with that credit card. I just went, and I remember it was end of 2000, it was 2009, it was a cold winter. And I had worked for many months, and there wasn't anything coming. I was maxed out, my parents were not supporting, were not talking to me. And I remember one night, it was my last $20. If you've been here, maybe you've heard the story. I came back down to get actually some food. At that point, some McDonald's. As you can see, I don't eat that McDonald's anymore. But you know what? I saw a homeless person sitting out there shivering. And I gave that $20. I'm like, go get a hostel. And you know what? I came up that night. I was fearful, like many of you might be right now. I was nervous. But you know what? I was so proud because I had given absolutely everything out of my guts to this business. And most people, listen to me for a second, most people don't give everything they have, so they leave that little room so if they fail, they can look back and say, I could have succeeded if I gave it everything. Don't ever leave a plan B. And that night I slept with fear, and the next day I woke up, I went to the office that I got recruited in, and I got my first paycheck of $5,400. And that changed my entire life. And that's what we're here. So I'm gonna share with you some tips to help you go through this business. Is that okay? Louder, is that okay? Okay, I got a few minutes, so let's go with that. Number one, I want you to write this down. Talent versus choices. Many people walked across the stage, some of the most amazing, biggest leaders here. Do you think we're winning in this business because we're talented? Yes or no? Well, thank you so much. But that's true. It's got nothing to do with talent. If you ever look at someone and say, that guy is winning because of talent or because of this, oh, he's got this and he's got that, it's all because you are making justification and excuses. I want you to write this down. It's because we made a decision. We made a choice to sharpen our skills and mindset to build this business. Does that make sense? Louder, does that make sense? Number two, winning is not a long race. It's a lot of small races, one after each other. Focus on little winnings. A lot of people focus on that long race. This is a marathon. It's not about how fast, it's about how long you last. Say yes. I want you to know this. We're at a time that we like everything fast. We like to microwave everything. You're not gonna microwave success. You're never gonna microwave success. Does that make sense? Next thing, time goes very fast, so I wanna share with you a couple of more points. I want you to separate your today's effort from your current results. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people get frustrated because whatever efforts they put in today, they see the result today. In this business, there's a lagging factor. Your efforts will equal whatever you are today is the result of 12 to 16 months ago of your efforts. Does that make sense? So make sure you don't set wrong expectation. Next one, write this down very quickly. If you're not successful in this business, it's because your every day is so unpredictable. You don't have any routine. You wake up, you don't know what to do, you don't know where to go. Create routine in your life. Everyone sees me, they ask me, hey, Dave, you got a nice hair. How long does it take you to make your hair? Valid question, but let me tell you. It takes me 10 minutes now, 15 minutes, because it's systematic. I learned it from WFG, right? But I do it every morning because that's the discipline that I start my day, so my day follows discipline like that. Does that make sense? I could get up with messy hair, grab a coffee, and it would be the same thing, and my day will follow the same. Have a routine. I'll finish with this. Write this down. Dreams versus wishes. A lot of us in our childhood, we had a lot of dreams. Say yes. And as life happened, we got older. What happened to those dreams? They became wishes. Yes or no? Everyone says, one day I'll do it. It's not about one day. Today is your day one that you make that decision. Does that make sense? Say it loud with me. Today is my day one. And I'll finish with this with you, okay? You had an amazing life, no stress when you were a child, yes or no? And then adulthood happened. Those dreams became wishes. Give everything you have for a good 5 years, 7 years to this business. And I assure you, ladies and gentlemen, you'll go back and you're gonna relive that childhood for the rest of your life. Thank you, pleasure speaking to you. Have an amazing convention. We'll see you soon.